behind the wheel today simply because when we take our cars out, we have some control of where we're going to take them. If it's a setting for the Everest or the Ranger, we kind of look for something a little robust, so to speak, a little outdoorsy. Now today, we're obviously going to be taking these two cars out, which we already have walkarounds, by the way, of, and if you'd like to see them, they're somewhere up here or in the links down below. Today, however, Ford decided to say that, hey, the venue this time is on us. We want you to get down and dirty, so to speak, with our automobiles, which we intend to at the very, very least. I want to make sure to get these cars really dirty and put them through the test of just exactly what it is that they can do. Put them through their paces, so to speak. Now, I did take the Everest out in Thailand for some off-roading. This time around, they say they want to, if not amplify that, then really just completely blow it out of the water kind of a thing. And in the process, if we can, I don't know, hurt Jack at the same time. I'm not saying impale him or anything like that, but watch him get hurt and muddy at the same time. That should be a lot of fun. I know that the clip of him getting hurt in the F-150 is like really, really old, but it just gets funnier with time. Oh my God.
Too much? Too much?
Of course it is too much.
So anyway, join us on this adventure that I have no idea exactly what's going to happen. It's all going to be revealed to us eventually as the day goes on and should be a lot of fun. I mean, seriously, what could possibly go wrong? Okay, so it's day one. We got to Clark, and I was hoping for something dirty and grimy, but unfortunately, we're in a parking garage that's kind of squeaky clean. Where's the dirt? Where's the beef? The parking feature that we tried in Thailand is exactly what we're also going to get in the Philippines. Now, when we tried it in Thailand, we tried it in an open parking spot or an open parking area. This time around, we're simulating what it will be if you're parking inside a Philippine mall or garage or a hotel. It's exactly what we're in. So I clicked the parking, the parking help mechanism. What do you call it?
Park assist.
Park assist. There you go. And I was signaling to the left. Now it's telling me to shift it into neutral.
There you go.
And then once I do, let go of the brake.
And then hold that park assist button.
Hold the park assist button, and everything should be doing it by itself. So it's backing up now. The wheel is turning. You can see everything that's happening on the screen, and then it should turn back as I'm holding the parking button down. So yes, what I can say is that it definitely works in the Philippines. So whatever it is that they're getting in Thailand, we're also getting here. Now it should turn itself back to get ourselves properly centered. Oh, there's a barrier! Man, that was close, but we didn't bump it. Self-parking features, always pretty cool. And then it should center itself, and it should stop right there. Boom. And when you're done, it shifts it automatically into park. Now, when you're ready to leave, what do?
Just click it again.
Click it again.
Signal to the right.
Signal to the right.
And then follow the instructions.
Follow-
To neutral.
Don't touch the steering wheel as it
No
says.
need, yeah.
Pop it into neutral, and then hold the parking button again to get out of this spot. So essentially, I can actually hold on to this parking button, talk to you guys, and the car will actually get us out of this trouble. I wish I had this car to get me out of trouble with my grades back in high school, grade school, and whatever college I took. Wasn't much. There is also a reverse brake assist, which means that if you put it in reverse, let go of the brake. As you can see, there's a barrier in the back. This car is supposed to stop just before you hit the barrier. Now, I wanted to stand there, but unfortunately, the dude from Ford wouldn't let me. Something about, I don't know, insurance purposes and whatnot. So what we did instead is, I don't know if you can see that, but we have Jack's hopes and dreams inside that bag there, and basically his salary as well. So if we knock it over, he's not getting it paid for 3 months. So here we go. I'm gonna put it in reverse. I'll hold this down.
No, just shut off. That's a handbrake.
That's the handbrake.
Yeah.
Turn off
off
the handbrake. I'm gonna release the brake, and then I'm not gonna step on the brake at all, and the car's supposed to stop.
Yes.
Right? Okay, here we go. There's my foot. Oh Lord, please stop for Jack's sake. It stopped. Did it really stop?
It stopped.
It stopped. Apply brake. I gotta go down.
you gotta-
Jack, I gotta check it. I just gotta check it. I gotta check it. Well, what do you know? Jack's hopes and dreams are still alive. All right, let's go back. There is also an anti-valley girl feature in this car, which to say that, let's say for example, you're in drive and you move forward, the parking brake down, you move forward, you get home and it's time for you to stop the automobile. Okay, you're done. And then what you do is you actually put the parking brake up, which is good. You release your seat belt and you get out of the car immediately, but the car is still in drive. So what happens? It automatically goes to park. Valley Girl feature. Okay, so it's day 2. I don't know exactly where we are. We're somewhere in Zambales, right outside of Subic. And this is what Ford promised us, to get down and dirty. And this I'm really excited about, to see how the car feels like when you push it off-road, to see if it is a little bit more stable off-road because of the wider track and the longer wheelbase, to see if the approach angle and the departure angle is actually worth that little bit of length. And are we gonna scrape the bottom of the car? I hope not. But if we do, at least we know Jack will pay for it. Okay, so the first part of the having fun part, we're gonna be taking the Everest, not the Rangers. Now the Everest, watch out, there's a lot of poo there. We're taking the Everest up over those hills over there. No, not the hills, just around the corner, around the bend kind of a thing. We're gonna go through some tight roads that are off-road, but more importantly, the fun part, we're gonna be taking it over some water and some lahar at the same time. So we're gonna be able to put it into the sand mode, and they said that it should be fine to go over some of the ruts and the water that we're gonna be going through. So I'm looking forward to that. Let's go, come on. Oh, this is our car, sorry. I gotta tell you, the feeling while driving the car is that I'd imagine that driving off-road was going to be a heck of a lot more difficult. But truth be told, look, I'm at an incline of probably 45 degrees and it's not an issue. I'm basically driving the car with one hand, and the car just seems to be able to go over these obstacles without any issues or worries whatsoever, while keeping the passengers inside the car safe, worryless about anything. I mean, sure, Earl's in the back right now and he's probably being thrown around like a rag doll because he's not wearing his seatbelt and he's trying to get as much footage as possible. But when you're seated properly, there's no issues whatsoever. Okay, so far, it's not that I'm complaining, but I'm just saying, so far it's a bit more sandy than it is muddy. I was kind of looking forward to mud, getting the car dirty, water splashing. Oh, we're going to a different part now. It's pretty much flat surface, but it's still all sand. Could be a little bit slippery. I'm still on sand mode right now, which just basically means that
traversing sandy dirt.
there isn't that much torque that comes in. It's more linear so that you don't dig in, so to speak. And I've been advised also that when somebody else goes over like a little bit of wet patches, not to go into the same ruts that they just went in, or you'll just basically sink in. So you kind of have to avoid it. Also, when you do learn how to manipulate your center screen, it'll show you the off-road mode, which it'll tell you which differential is locked, your pitch, your roll, and that's actually pretty cool. You probably have seen this before on much older 4x4 SUVs because the analog gauges are here up on top. Well, here, it's all digital, baby. Ah! I killed it. Where did it go? And also, it's helpful also that there are cameras on this automobile that come into play because it can tell you about your surroundings that you can't necessarily see even though you're very high up, because the car is quite large, especially when you are trying to avoid small little rocks that may puncture your tire.
Puncture your hole?
Puncture your hole? What is that? Ooh, water crossing. Okay, we're gonna give him a little bit of space so we can put some speed on this. We're gonna get wet. We're gonna get wet.
Quite fast.
We're gonna get wet. Let's get wet! Let's get wet! Yeah! More. I want more. I want more. As a rear passenger, it gets a little bit different, especially if Earl's the one that's doing the driving. So yes, you definitely want to be strapped in, but it does feel still pretty safe, even if Earl is driving to the lack of a better term, he's driving like an idiot. I will say this: it's nice that there are a lot of soft touch around you, like when you put the armrest down or on the doors also, because when you get knocked around, it's actually pretty nice to bump into something soft rather than some very hard plastics. But again, if you are behaved even when you're off-road, it actually still feels very secure as a passenger back here. You will definitely always want to be strapped in. Of course, it's the law. Okay, so it's late afternoon of day 2, and this is really what I've been waiting for the whole day, the whole 2 days actually. We're not inside the Everest anymore. Now we're in the more, well, you can say durable Ranger, and it's gonna get even gnarlier this time. We're gonna go through the Lahar area. We're gonna go through some water wading and hopefully splash as much water as possible. This is actually what I've been waiting for all this time, and I can tell you that I am extremely excited. I just want to floor it and actually get the marshals wet. I know that sounds kind of mean, but just the water splashing looks really good. Let's have at it. Come on, let's go! Now, water wading. Oh, Marshall, you's gonna get wet. Get these rigs dancing. You know, it's actually good that the group ahead of us went this morning, because now it's not so warm and we can have a lot more fun. Well, it's not as if it were a warm day we'd be hassled, because the air conditioning system of this guy is actually pretty cool, regardless of how long we've been under the sun. Yeah. Stay within the lines. Hell no! And look, I'm driving this like with 4 fingers. That's it. It's so easy. You gotta love the steering of Ford. It's so light. You know what? It's really very different if you're a passenger. If you're a driver, you know where you're going, so you don't get that dizzy. If you're a passenger,
Well, I'm also trying to look at the screen and keep it stable.
That's true. If you're looking at a screen this big, instead of a windshield that's this big, put your hands on the steering wheel, boy. I gotta admit though, the Everest, even though we were as a passenger when Earl was driving, it's pretty smooth, so long as you're going at a reasonable speed. Here naman, you can really feel the difference. It's a lot tighter. The suspension feels it's stiffer, and you want that. I can't believe I'm about to say this on film, but yes, you want that stiffness. also, there's the fact that there's the emergence of a lifestyle pickup truck. Here inside the Ford, I'm doing all of this stuff, and yet inside the automobile, the cabin is just so smooth. Woo! Sideways. Why do you want to slow down, Jack?
You're so close. No, honestly though, you're so close.
We
It's
were
kinda
not close.
It's kind of scary.
We were like 3 cars away.
It's not 3 cars away. You
Or
started-
maybe a car and a half. It really is. I feel like it's really an upgrade. Truth be, it's really an upgrade to the previous one. The previous design of the Ranger, when it first came out, I remember I saw a white one, and it was just absolutely gorgeous. The stance was really huge, like nothing that you've seen before. And the stance today still continues with a wider track, longer wheelbase too. It looks good. It's got the C-lamp DRLs. Then it's got all the cool stuff for the back, even the step in the back. And then the infotainment, it's just gotten better, right? It's now from the small little cubes that you had up here. Now it's a 12-inch screen. And then getting to your drive modes, which the previous one had also, but the drive modes here feel like it's so much easier to get to because it's just a switch here, and then it changes on your instrument cluster. You get to tell what drive mode you need to be on. It's just, it makes life so much easier, really. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you guys? The sun's coming down, it's the end of the day, and I most definitely, really had a lot of fun today. It was nice to take these cars and put them through their paces on a 4x4 adventure. It was really fun. In general, in summation, the Everest was great off-road. Of course, we didn't push it as much. I wanted to, but Earl was kind of feeling sick. So we didn't push it as much. But what I found is that in the Everest, it's very capable, and at the same time has got a lot of space to be able to put your luggage and even your picnic tables, coolers, and whatnot in the back, obviously, and then still have very comfortable room for 5 even adults. So no issues there. In the Ranger, I really wanted to push it as hard as possible, and we did too. So I have still yet to see the outside of the automobile. I'm kind of hoping that it looks like a Jackson Pollock, but we'll maybe later when we stop at the hotel. But I noticed that it's a bit on the stiffer side, which is good because you want something a little bit more robust, a little bit more rigid when you really push it through the more 4x4 areas that we went to, switching it into sand, which was very easy. Of course, it's definitely going to be more comfortable inside the Everest, especially for the rear passengers, because you can recline the seats in the Everest. Here, it's still definitely a bench. But that's not to say it's also not an extremely uncomfortable car on the highway. The one thing that we were able to get that we weren't able to get, again, on previous reviews is just exactly what kind of fuel consumption figures it has. Now, our consumption figure for this particular drive out on the highway with a lot of stops, because Jack has a very small bladder. So we had to go to the bathroom because it's better you than me. Okay. And a lot of runs, like really fast to catch up to catch up with the pack, and then slow down again because we were taking photographs of the automobile. So we weren't exactly driving. This is what I'm getting at, okay? We weren't exactly driving cruise control at 90, 95, or even 100 kilometers per hour. It was very varied, and then we hit some form of traffic as well. So in total, overall, we were able to do about 14 kilometers per liter. So I think that's about average for a 2-liter diesel with what it is that we pushed it through. And that you're looking at roughly about maybe 12 and a half, including all the stuff that we did off-road. So actually, with the stuff that we did off-road, that's not bad. I can keep talking until the moon comes up, but what it is that I'm just trying to get at is that I'm really, really excited to see what this car looks like from the outside, because I've been wanting to get this car dirty the whole day. And I guess you'd agree with me, a pickup truck that's dirty actually looks better than anything when it's squeaky clean, right? I love it. Look at it. A pickup truck that's dirty and with like stalks coming out of it. It's awesome. It's great. Car's intact, no problems whatsoever. The dirt on it just makes it look really, really sexy, to be honest. Oh, and my shoes are still clean. It was a good day. It was definitely a good day. If you want to see a full review of either the new Ranger or the new Everest, the links are somewhere above or in the links down below. Thanks for watching. This is a good day. Who's a happy boy? This guy.